Hello, everybody. It is a Labor Day weekend coming up, and this is Noah and John. We're both from UrbanDigs, and it is Friday. So you're going to get your weekly Manhattan market update. John, let's get right to it. We got some cool stuff to talk about. I'm looking at supply 6,099. It's continuing to fall. Show me that chart, Johnny.
No, you're exactly right, especially as we head into Labor Day. There's not a lot of folks looking to list right now, and that is showing in the data.
Yeah, it looks like we're going to have a 5 handle on that supply soon. It's really going to be interesting as time is running out. We got about another 2 weeks, I imagine, until the listing wave starts. So I definitely think that's going to breach the fives. We will keep you posted on that. But let's move over to the measure of demand. I'm looking at it, pending sales 5,052. That looks like it's going down too, Johnny. Show me the chart.
It is, and we might be crossing another threshold there, getting down to the 4,000s or so in supply, most likely by next week or so. But again, the key point here is supply is falling faster than pending sales.
Yeah, it's all about supply. It's all about we're becoming inventory constrained almost at the moment. I mean, I wonder, could pending sales go above supply like it did in Brooklyn? I don't know. We're at a 0.83 market pulse. If that were to happen, that means it's going to go over 1. That would be crazy times, but let's just see it. And before I go to the weeklies, I want to just point out this monthly new supply chart, because I want to figure out now, is it a lack of stuff coming on that's causing this supply downturn? And when I look at that monthly new supply chart, and I look at what we're bringing in versus the historical average, this kind of answers the question. We have been booking above average. So it's not a situation, Johnny, where there's not enough stuff coming on the market. That has nothing to do with it. In fact, if I look at August, we're only supposed to bring 890 things on the market in the month of August, and we're at like a 1,200 pace right now. So we're seeing inventory come on a good 40% higher than normal. I think that the situation is just everything's elevated, off-market, contract signed, and inventory, and there's just a net deficit.
Yeah, I think everything just shifted up. It's interesting.
Exactly. And we'll see it right here on the ticker here, Johnny. Let's start at the weeklies and we'll take a look at it. That supply pace is going straight down. 204 things, Johnny. Show me that chart.
Yeah, 204. That's a 20% drop from last week's, 255 or so. So that's a great indication. So we talk about things are shifting. Well, this is sort of shifting to the downside here.
Yeah, the Labor Day holiday is starting to kick in early. Here we are. But contracts signed, 213 things, Johnny, still came into deals in the last 7 days. It is down, but this fact that we're over 200 is just incredible. Show me that chart.
It is. I mean, look, we're down 13% on contract signs, but this is Noah. Here we are. It is late August, but we're now putting more contracts than we are at supply. So this is, I think, the second time we've seen it.
Right. And when you take a look at those monthlies, that's where I was going to show you here, that 1,208 clip of supply right over there. And that is the number. That's why I could say that August so far is still bringing on a lot of stuff. When we usually bring only in the high 800s, we're bringing in over 1,200 here. We'll see if that falls over the next 2 weeks. I fully expect it to fall. But if you're a buyer out there right now, I hate to say this, you're probably going to have to wait another 3 weeks until you start to see the listing wave begin. Would you agree with that, Johnny?
I would, although there seems to be enough stuff out there where deals are being made, and I'm not quite sure why. I think we'll be talking about this in just a second, but there is enough supply out there right now where the contract signs are in, they're over 200. So clearly people are finding things to make deals on. It's just, I think there's not a lot of new stuff that people would love to see.
Exactly, Johnny. And that's why the breakdown of inventory, whether or not what's fresh and what's not fresh, is so critical. So let's take a look at that. And when I look at the percentage of listings on the market right now, John, that are fresh, quote unquote fresh, they've been on the market for 30 days or less. What's the percentage? Here's what that chart looks like. Okay. And I highlighted the August bars. I highlighted the August bars. So I wanted to show you historically kind of where we are now versus relative. Like if I draw a line across here, it gives you a good idea of where we are now versus relative. So you could see COVID, where it was just a little out of whack, but now we're still well above all the other Augusts. That's what I'm seeing here, is that the percentage of stuff is there's still some fresh stuff out there relative to what we used to say.
And we've seen it. I mean, listen, supply was quite high, and I think we're still seeing high supply. Generally speaking, for August, it's just that so many things are going into contract or going off market that it feels like on the street that there's not a lot there.
Right. And if we were to focus on October's by the way, I'm not going to color code this, it'll get confusing, but if we were to look at October's,
Yeah.
all of those bars rise, every single one of them, which again is what gives me that comfort in saying is that the next listing wave is really going to hit over the course of September and into October, November. That's when you see the percentage of stuff under 30 days start to pop up. And that is basically your new listing season.
Yeah, and I
So-
think that, well, that's a great point, Noah. And the way things happen is first the supply comes out, buyers have a chance to do their thing, then we see the contracts. So one of the things we've seen is this, with this elevated supply, normally in the summer you don't see that. So since we've had this elevated supply in the summer, we're seeing a lot of signed contracts because of that. And I think there are maybe some people waiting on the sidelines, waiting for that second listing season. But the people who are out there now are still finding deals because there's deals to be had.
Yeah, it's a very interesting point, and there's definitely a lot of liquidity going on right there. So, John, thank you so much for pulling up all these charts. I am Noah. We're both from UrbanDigs. If you guys got questions, we got answers. Please visit our forum. Other than that, we are going to take a break for the next 2 weeks. You'll see us after the Labor Day holiday. I wish you all a safe and a happy holiday, and we'll catch you next time.